Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Question for you. What's your joy? Think about that for a second. What brings you joy in life? And we all have a different definition of what joy is, but thinking of that, being mindful of that can really be a game changer in your life. And she's somebody who is changing lives. I like to refer to her as the woman who knows all about medication and meditation. Meditation. She has a huge, vast background in terms of medication, a pharmaceutical background. So she helps with that and also meditation and so much more. And she is the owner of Healthy Mindful Self. Dr. Lisa Nezneski is back with us. Hi, Lisa. How you doing?
Hi, Steve. I'm doing just fine. And you?
I'm well. I'm doing well. Here's my joy. I just thought of it. Cup of coffee.
Coffee.
Little joy, but brings joy. Like,
Coffee's very grounding.
is it?
Yes, I find it to be incredibly grounding. So, yeah, I'm glad that brings you joy.
I have to agree with you because some people drink coffee to wake up. I don't. I drink decaf. And when I grab a cup of coffee, even if I'm busy working, it is my minute guilty pleasure, but is also that something that brings joy. I feel like I'm rewarding myself, and it's like a chill moment for me. Even in the middle of work, it's kind of like just like, okay, a little something there. Um, so I wonder about, in terms of the grounding, I totally get what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yes, yes, exactly. So it sounds like coffee for you is more of a self-care beverage than it is, you're drinking it for the caffeine or anything else. So self-care is so important, especially in the workday.
I try, and it's those little things, and I guess that gets us back to the little things or the big things that bring you joy. So why are we centering on joy today? How does that impact our lives?
So when you have known things that bring you joy, when you start to run on vapors or you start to, you encounter something that's less than pleasant, if you know the things that can bring you joy, you have options to replenish and build yourself back up.
So it's almost like gas in the tank.
A lot like gas in the tank.
Hmm.
That's a
Or
really good way to put it.
or maybe let's go a layer deeper. Gas in the tank, but fuel in the reserve tank. So when you run out of positivity type fuel, it's like, got to turn on the reserves and kick in those things that bring you joy or the thoughts that bring you joy.
Right. But the idea is not just to make a list of things, which I have done, it's to act on that list.
Oh,
So here are my 5 things. I live in Orlando, right? Kissimmee. I love to go to the theme parks. And I'm there usually once a week because I have season passes. So I will go and I'll spend a couple of hours just just doing something. Yeah, just a few hours. It's enough for me to really. I'm still that 5-year-old kid walking in. I'm so excited.
mhm.
Like, I can't wait for what I'm going to see. Even though I've been there many many times, it's still every time it brings
I
me a new
gotcha.
joy.
I gotcha. I totally, and it's probably one of the reasons why Disney adopted magic because there is an element of feeling of magic when you enter.
Yes, exactly. My grandkids always bring me joy. It's an amazing feeling to watch your child raise a child. It's just so exciting. I have a lamp here on my desk. I don't know if I can might stretch it too far. Anyway, I it's a touch lamp. It's called a friendship lamp.
Hmm.
And when I touch it, hers goes on. When Right, it's a friendship lamp. So when I touch the lamp, way up in Pittsburgh, my granddaughter's lamp turns on, like I'm thinking of you. And
Wow.
and so my 4-year-old granddaughter is the one who's like every morning she's bopping the lamp, and I'm like, oh my gosh, hi Ruth, how are you? So
What a great idea. And I'm a massive geek and I'm like, why did I think of that? What a great
yeah,
idea. Oh,
yeah, and it turns on different colors and things. So yeah, and so I'll take a picture and I'll send it to her dad and say, look, hi Ruth. So yeah,
wow.
so even though we're far apart, we're connected, and that was one of the things I as soon as I saw it, I thought this is going to be perfect. And she was probably just a baby when I bought it, and now she's old enough to actually, uh, bop the lamp every morning. It's a touch lamp, so it turns on, and then mine turns on. It's somehow set up through Wi-Fi, and
Yeah,
it's fun.
but I want to center on that for just a moment because it illustrates something I think is super important, and that's the simplicity of it. Yeah, we got this. We have all technology. We could be connected, but to be connected in that way where it's just so simple, let the light shine and knowing that somebody did something that they were thinking of you or vice versa to put that light on. That's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, in so many different little ways, grandkids will bring you joy. So
Mhm.
that's one of mine. Doing something new that I've never done before, like take dance lessons, like salsa lessons. I'm like a big kid when I go to something new, and it carries for weeks afterwards. Just
Hmm.
the feeling that I did something new, I did something for myself, I'm learning something new. So that's another big one. So the first three have been sort of active things. The next one is I love to just curl up and read, put on some music, stay in my jammies, and just read something, binge read all day, finish a book. And I usually don't get much opportunity to do that other than Christmas break or sometime in the summer. But that is one I know that just brings me so much joy. And
Hmm.
then, of course, the one that I practice every single day is time in silence because I finish my meditation and I really feel like I have not only does it help put perspectives into your life, it also helps you manage your emotions. So when something comes up that is upsetting, you have the reserves to manage that as well. And that to me brings me joy. It's like, hey, I got this. I'm good. I got it. So those are my five.
Wow. And okay, I've often heard, and I try to practice it, gratitude. Have a journal every day, write five things that bring you, that you're grateful for. How does this differ from that?
Okay. So a gratitude journal is somewhat external, if you will. Things you're grateful for, things that have happened externally. Um, Gratitude and joy are different emotions. Gratitude, of course, is being in appreciation for something that has happened, where joy is a lightness of being, where your whole body feels wonderfully full of light from a joyful situation.
Hmm.
So it's good to have a gratitude practice in addition to a joyful practice like a meditation. So yeah,
Hmm.
they are different, but they're similar enough that once you get into the habit of practicing gratitude, if you're starting there, more things will grow from that. And you know what's really interesting? I'm posting tomorrow for Valentine's Day. What came to me was the Ho'oponopono prayer.
Oh
Do
my
you know the
gosh.
Ho'oponopono prayer?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Somebody just told me about that the other day. And I hadn't, like literally, I think it was Friday, and I haven't had time to go on YouTube to find the prayer. But I won't explain. You explain. But it's like funny.
It's really super simple. It's I love you. Please forgive me. Four statements. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you is the last one. Wait, I'll look it up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So the forgiveness part and the thank you part really brings you back into knowing that, it doesn't necessarily have to be to someone. It could be where you are doing this for just yourself. So even if you're not in a relationship per se, so tomorrow when it's Valentine's Day, you'll be able to practice the Ho'oponopono prayer and actually move forward with your own self-love and self-care. So that's why I like it. I think it's good for, healing. Like every year when it was like the time of my wedding, on my wedding anniversary, I would do the Ho'oponopono prayer for an hour just to kind of release some of that energy. I've kind of moved beyond that recently,
Hmm.
but yeah, but nevertheless, it's a powerful prayer, really is.
Wow. There's something there. If somebody mentioned that to me the other day out of nowhere, you're bringing it up. Um, how do you spell it? Because that's where I was going to
Okay,
start. I'm going to type it.
here it is. It's Ho apostrophe Oponopono. Ho'oponopono.
And you could say that to help you forgive yourself as well.
Absolutely. So here's I forgot the I'm sorry part. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So repentance is I'm sorry. Forgiveness is please forgive me. Gratitude is thank you. And love, I love you. So, for all the things that you personally screwed up in your life, you can say,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, forgive myself for it, thank myself for whatever I learned from it. And, I love myself. So those are the four statements. But yeah, I think it is so powerful, Steve, to do that. And I think of all the people that, I finally got a date for tomorrow night. But nevertheless, all the
Yeah,
years
I
that I
just brought
didn't have a
flowers.
date,
Just brought flowers, so don't.
all the years I didn't have. And I thought, well, I'm just going to do Galentine's Day, which is today, right? Day
Hmm.
before Thanksgiving,
Right,
and celebrate all my friends and then, celebrate myself. So, because being in a relationship, the self love that you have for yourself extends out to your partner.
for sure. And it's interesting, Lisa, that you're saying all of this because I did and I might have shared with you in the past, a hypnotherapy session for forgiveness.
Well, no, I didn't know that.
And I thought the practitioner was saying that they specialized in it, but no, it was just one of the things that they offer. But I hopped on board. Impactful. There was a tech issue, so it didn't go to the very end, but it was mostly there. But I didn't realize it, but it sounds like what you're saying with the Ho'oponopono. That's some of the things that I was saying in that hypnotherapy, where you're facing the person that you're forgiving, that you don't condone what they did, you're just forgiving them for yourself. And there was and I'm going by memory in my mind here, but there was a glass shield between them. And that's where you're saying those things. So you are protected in a way. And again, it's during a hypnotherapy session, but kind of the same
Right,
thing. Kind of what you just said.
right,
That was the statement. And the I love you is the optional. You don't have to say it, but you can if you want to.
right, right. Well, for self-care, for sure, you want to do that, so, and you can repeat it 7 or 8 times, or you can look on YouTube and have it play for an hour and you just
Right.
kind of engaging. Yeah, yeah,
So what I'm getting from you in terms of joy is we're grateful for things, but the joy thing, it just fills you up. It just overtakes you almost to the point of just trying to think of the perfect word for it, but just elation. It's just like, this is just
yeah,
wonderful. I feel good.
yeah,
This.
yeah, exactly. And there've been times when I've been listening to music when that has overtaken, that sensation of joy has overtaken me. Um,
Hmm.
one of which was Boz Scaggs' concert. He's an amazing guy. He's still touring. I love him.
Well aware.
And
Well aware.
yeah,
Silk Degree
yeah,
is one of the best albums.
totally,
Yeah.
totally. So yeah, and he's still producing too, which is amazing. But sitting and listening to him, it was the most transcendent experience.
Wow.
I felt like the pressure in the middle of my forehead. Well, that's like when your third eye pops open.
Huh.
So yeah, and my entire being was filled with joy. I was so in the moment of what he was playing and
Okay.
enjoying it. So yeah, enjoy is, it's the active form, but the joy itself that fills your body, and it actually spills out into your energy field. So for
Hmm.
sure.
So a couple of quick thoughts. You talk about music. Might I suggest there's a song by Stevie Wonder called Overjoyed.
I
Overjoyed.
didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about a relationship, but it's so lush and beautiful. And maybe it's not about a relationship. Maybe it goes deeper. So look at that. And it's funny, we talk about joy. I ran a major radio station in the New York area, still around today. I was the morning host for about 10 years. I left there about 3 years ago, and the radio station was called K-Joy.
Wow.
And it played
Okay.
today's music, today's adult music. And the slogan for the station, which I came up with, is music that makes you feel good, because it's all about feeling. And what do you want? Why do you listen? You want to feel good. So there you go. Um, and it's been around, station's been around a long time. I tooled with the music a little bit, but very successful. But it's so funny you say joy, because right away that resonates with me. You know,
Yes, of
it,
course. Yeah.
yeah. And it's so funny. Even Boss Gags mentioning, music. I think any live music that you're into does something to connect.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Although I think people go to a Jimmy Buffett concert for other reasons.
Well, this is true. This is true, but I'm not a big Coldplay fan. I respect them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to a Coldplay and U2 tribute show 2 weeks ago, and the energy in that room from the music and the positivity of the music with everybody there, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
There's just
So
something about it.
I was in Toronto, and there's a huge crowd of people waiting to go into a venue. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're, oh, we're here to see the Rush tribute band. Well, Canadians are so proud of Rush. And then to add, a tribute band. These folks were like going, like they were going to go see Geddy Lee for sure.
Uh, yeah. Yep. And seeing Coldplay, the Coldplay tribute band and the U2 tribute band, you think you were there. I mean, they were
Yeah,
spot on, even looked the part for the most part. But just there's something about, the right kind of music that really, can fill you up with joy.
exactly. Exactly. So having those experiences, planning experiences into your life so that, it in some way it's, oh gosh, you're the way that you're, how am I explaining this? Planning these things into your life is really important, because it's not just your disposable income per se. This is something that brings your heart joy. And
Mhm.
when your heart has joy, your entire body has joy. So, the heart is the center of the emotions. It also is the center uh, between your connection to Mother Earth and your spiritual connection, all happens through your heart. So it's so important to bring something into your life that nourishes your heart and makes you feel joy.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, because, okay, there's an expense to go to a concert. Okay, I get that. But it's also like therapy. Like
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I just remember a Billy Joel show I saw in November. It was Thanksgiving Eve, and I was like, "Well, tickets are a little pricey," and I got I got seats behind the stage, and people would think, "Why do you want to be behind the stage?" You can see everything. You can see every musician, all the backup players, and Billy's on a turntable. So he turns, you're looking at him. He's sideways with the audience, the main audience in here. But you know what? It was worth, and it was great, and it was worth every penny. I still remember, the songs, and it's just a good time. But again, sometimes you have to say, just go for it because it gives you.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, exactly.
Any other final thoughts here in terms of practicing joy? What if you're one of those people that say, I'm trying to find the joy. I'm not sure where it is. I want to come up with 5 things. Any thoughts
Oh
there?
yeah. This is just a testament to how far I've come in my journey. The first thing that my therapist asked me when I was really down was, "What brings you joy?" And uh, I'm thinking, okay, I know 3 people named Joy. I can't I can't think of a single thing at the moment.
Yeah.
So give yourself time and allow it to surprise you. You're doing something and like, oh, this is kind of okay. This is fun. This is joyful.
Yeah. And
So yeah, just be open to letting it happen.
and you could be, I don't want to call it flatline, but you could be in the state of your life where it's just like, and it could be here, and all of a sudden, beep, something spikes up. What is that? Identify it, embrace it. Again, if it's a blanking cup of coffee, then that's okay. It brought you something for the moment. And look at it this way. Coffee. Do you remember the ad campaign, like I think it was 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock coffee, and it was just like I'm talking way back in the day. I'm an ad guy,
Yeah.
so I remember it. That's what it was about. It was about the end of your day and having that last cup of coffee, and the coffee was actually called 8 o'clock coffee because it was to bring you joy, or that was to remind you that there's a reason we have a cup of coffee, because it's something special. So, to your point, even if life is kind of there, just look. You'll see them. Sometimes
Exactly.
you got to be open to feeling them. And I think that's what we're doing here. Gratitude is thanks. Joy is feeling joy.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Uh, Good stuff today. And I was wondering how we could even talk about joy that long, but there's a lot of aspects of it. And that's what you help people with, be it meditation, being mindful, whatever it is. They find you on your website, right?
They can, yes. So I actually have an absolutely open calendar for next week. I don't have a single appointment. So if you're interested in learning more about meditation, having an individual coaching session, all of these initial appointments are absolutely free, no charge. So meditation, medication, and natural supplements. If you have questions or difficulties with your health and working with doctors, I can help you cut through some of that chaos and give you the right language to be able to advocate for yourself when you're at a doctor's visit. What else? I can coach you also on the 7 mindful questions. If you are working through trying to figure out what your next best choice is, and you're working through something, your life isn't exactly okay at the moment, the 7 mindful questions really helps put things into perspective. So I can do a coaching session on that as well. So you can reach me at my website, www.lisanezeneski.com. Or if you'd like an appointment, I think this week I'm going to try something new and have you text me. My phone number is 412-749-1070. Just say, I heard you on with Steve Harper, and I'm interested in an appointment, and I will get back to you.
That's awesome. And yeah, the 7 mindful questions, I know we did that in the very beginning, but that is, it's good stuff and really makes you think about your life and a lot more. And that's what you do. And now you made me think about Boss Gag, so I'm going to dig that album out. and I remember, you think I'm kidding? I'll name the songs. Georgia is a great song. Love Me Tomorrow is a great song. Of course, Lowdown.
Yep.
number one song
Right.
back in '76, and of course Lido Shuffle. But yeah,
Harbor Lights. Harbor
Harbor
Lights.
another one. Yeah, good stuff. All
That's
right,
my favorite.
I'll be listening on the way home. Lisa, always a pleasure, and thank you. And I look forward next time we talk.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.